From the Mideast region, in Midwest region rather, in Dallas, Custis, Smith, Travis Jackson, Watlington, and Good. And Nordgaard will be joined by Brolowski, Nabena, Gresh, and Jackson. Bill Foster, the head coach at Virginia Tech, 500+ wins in his career. And Mike Heideman, how about this for a first-year record? 24-2 at Wisconsin Green Bay, 92% of his games. That's a great way to start off. The officials, Tom Rucker, Steve Gordon, and James Hutter. Jody Sylvester will be our alternate for the second game here from Dallas. The Kentucky crowd breathing a little easier here in Dallas after the Wildcats got quite a scare for about the first 14 minutes. They've been replaced by the Cheeseheads. And the band is ready to go. There's a look at Jeff Nordgaard, averaging 23 points a game. Damon Watlington, Ace Custis, and the rest of the Virginia Tech squad, Brolowski and Gresh, huddled around their point guard, Eric Jackson, for Wisconsin Green Bay. Nabena is going to jump in the middle, and again, he injured himself in practice yesterday, didn't work out at all, and Mike Heideman, the coach, was really feeling badly about it because he had held a practice in the morning and Nabena had hurt his knee and they didn't know whether he was going to come back and play. They were afraid of ligament damage, apparently not, and Mike is out there to begin the game. Here's Custis handling it on a wing.
I talked to assistant coach Bobby Hussey of Virginia Tech. He told me that early on they were going to try to pull their big men away from the basket in hopes that they could open up the interior for penetration.
Sean Good with the turnover, and Eric Jackson brings it the other way. Gresh, now Brolowski. Montana State giving Syracuse all they want.
Mike.
John Wallace is in the building, I understand, Coach. That's good news for Syracuse.
Green Bay's offense really consists of basically 3 men screening for 2 men. And one of the men they screen for is that young man right there, Jeff Nordgaard. They have a rule in their offense, Mike, that no one can shoot the ball until Nordgaard has touched it twice.
That's great if you Nordgaard, I'll tell you. Those are the kind of rules you dream about.
My coach wanted them to shoot before I touched it twice.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers for Virginia Tech. Wisconsin Green Bay, very, very patient.
And very active on offense. They'll run you off of multiple screens in there. And if you're not talking, reacting, and switching, they'll get a lot of high-quality shots.
Virginia Tech with a crisp ball movement. Watlington gets it to Custis, looks inside at Jackson. Over the top, Jackson unable to handle the pass. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers now against Mike Heideman's defense.
Wisconsin Green Bay's defense is getting the results that it's designed to get. Turnovers, force the team into making difficult decisions. Don't give up high-quality shots.
Damon Watlington picks up that foul, his first, and that's the first of the game. 18:02 left here, first half. Wisconsin Green Bay the ball and the early lead. Watlington out on Brolowski. Nabena kicks it back out.
Most times on offense, they're going to make 8 to 9 passes before the shot goes up. They like to work that clock down to 10 seconds before they go for the shot.
Jackson's going to get himself to the free throw line. Work that one down into single digits, Coach.
Yes. It'll be a rare moment when you see Green Bay shoot the basketball after 1 or 2 passes. That shot clock's going to be sitting anywhere from 11 on down when they shoot.
Jackson knocks down the free throw. One thing that jumps out at you when you look at Mike Heideman's team, other than the defense, is the offense, the assist-turnover ratio, something that really can be depressing when you look at it in a lot of college basketball stats today. Jackson, 101 assists, only 43 turnovers.
In the 90s, when players are not as good of passers as they were in the 50s and 60s, Mike, this is one of those old-fashioned teams that really know how to pass the basketball. Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Ace Custis tees one up and hits the three.
And that's what we talked about in the open, his ability to step out on the perimeter and hit the three-point shot. He's basically a standstill three-point shooter, though, Mike.
Sean Good, the quick hands. Jackson back defensively good. Misses the dunk. Nordgaard goes hard for it. Out of bounds. It'll still be Virginia Tech ball. Bill Foster's club with 3 early turnovers, but just down 1 with the ball.
Sometimes, Mike, you're better off just going in and gently laying the ball up. In fact, most times you're better off doing that.
Is Good outside, knocking down the three. So a couple of threes give the Hokies the lead at 6-4.
This is a Virginia Tech team with 4 seniors. They're reigning NIT champions. So this is a tournament experienced team.
Here's Nordgaard. Buries the jump.
Jeff Nordgaard.
He's in the top 20 in the nation in scoring, Mike. I mean, this guy's for real. This is no illusion.
He's shooting 55% from the field, too. Walton is shut off.
There's just no space, gaps in their defense. They do a great job of taking away spacing in their defense.
Benner up big for the rebound. That knee not bothering him. And Wisconsin, Green Bay, the ball, a chance to get the lead back. Under 16 minutes now to go here in the first half. Here's Nordgaard trying to dump it down low. Benner the catch. Rejected by Jackson, who came to help out. We're going to get a timeout. We are tied at 6 with 15:25 to go in the first half. I'm going to get you one of those, Coach, before we leave here. 6 apiece. Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Virginia Tech. A little bit of everything with the Hokies so far. 3 turnovers, a couple of three-point field goals, a block shot, and a missed dunk. Jackson, nice little move with the dribble, takes it in, leaves it. Belowski missed the easy jumper, and Ace Custis is there for the rebound. Duke and Eastern Michigan in a good one, tied at 24.
One of the things that Virginia Tech wants to do, Mike, throughout the 40 minutes is alternate defenders on Jeff Nordgaard. They feel one defender on him for 40 minutes will just wear that defender totally down because he runs off so many screens.
5 points for Custis now, 2 points. The Virginia Tech lead. Nordgaard coming through on the baseline, gets the pass, spins on Custis. Pretty good job there by Custis playing defense with the feet. Inside, Nebena, a couple of ball fakes. Left hand won't stay down. Rebound off the sneaker of Nebena, I believe, and it'll be Virginia Tech ball. Sean Good handling the ball a lot here this afternoon as opposed to Watlington. Jackson, the double from Nordgaard. Jackson unable to hit the turnaround. Perlowski cleans house and gets the rebound.
Very rarely will you see Wisconsin, Green Bay go on a fast break, Mike. They're going to walk it up, test your defensive patience, get into their offense, and search for high-quality shots.
Nebena loses the handle, and it's Mike Heideman walking the sidelines. Jim Jackson's going to check into the game. Bennett to the bench.
Still a lot of Kentucky fans in the stands, Mike. You think they're scouting?
Rick Pitino, I bet, gets a lot of help from the fans. Here's Jackson handling it first time outside.
My guess, Mike, is that Kentucky would probably rather play Virginia Tech than Wisconsin Green Bay, particularly since Wisconsin Green Bay only lost to them by 14 in Rupp Arena.
A lot of people have said Wisconsin Green Bay looks like your average CYO team when they come out for the warm-ups, but they certainly don't play like one.
Hey, Mike, I played CYO ball.
I was referring to myself because I did too.
I wouldn't have been able to play CYO ball if the guys were as good as these guys.
We're tied at 8. This game's going exactly like we figured it would. Both teams being patient. Smith is able to draw a foul down low as he got whacked on the shoulder.
Pete Wade, his first personal foul.
Pete Wade is called for his first personal foul.
Sean Smith, 2 shots.
Nice patience in there and excellent utilization of the body in there.
Sean Smith, an 82% free throw shooter on the year.
And a real fine low post player, Sean Smith.
He's made 26 of his last 29 now from the line. Hokies by a couple.
Sean Smith, a good combo player, good inside player, good outside player.
Jackson bluffs the penetration and pulls it back out. Nordgaard coming around another of those screens short this time with the jumper, and there's your man Smith with the rebound. Smith's going to take it outside. Front rims that one. Jackson up there.
Sean Smith is a very good three-point shooter, particularly if he can catch and shoot. He doesn't shoot as well from behind the three-point line when he has to put the ball on the floor.
Good, a tough shot, a little hard off the glass. Rebound controlled under there by Brolowski. Brolowski's a pretty tough kid at about, they list him at 6'3", and that might be a stretch. But he's not afraid to stick his nose in there.
The only time he's 6'3" is when he stands on 7 telephone books.
Gresh. Under 10 on the shot clock now. Nordgaard gets it. Jackson's going to take it. He's long with it. Smith with the rebound. Duke and Eastern Michigan tied at the half. UMass getting a battle from Central Florida. A strong offensive board in there by Good. 5 points for Sean Good. Virginia Tech's got the 4-point lead. You don't expect a lot of points in this game, which means 4-point leads are more like 8-point leads, and so on.
And on the other hand, for a team that plays at such a slow pace as Wisconsin Green Bay, 10 points down, it's tough for them to get back into the game.
It's not that often that Wisconsin Green Bay gets caught standing around, but they are a little bit on this particular rebound.
Well, an important part of defense is defensive rebound, and in order to do that, you've got to put a body on each of the Virginia Tech players. And Wisconsin Green Bay was unable to get it done that time.
Kevin Ohm has come into the game for the first time. Troy Manns, number 5 out there for Virginia Tech. Brolowski over the head of Gresh with the pass. Brolowski trying to say that Watlington got a piece of it, but Damon Watlington just walking away, and Bill Foster is saying he's calling the offensive side.
So much has been said about Wisconsin Green Bay's defense, but Virginia Tech doesn't have to take a back seat to anybody when it comes to defense. They play very good defense.
Watlington, who hasn't looked for a shot at all. He will before the day is through. Jackson gets it inside. Custis is shut off on the baseline. Back out to Manns. There's Watlington. The dish back to Manns, and he traveled as he made his move.
And as I glanced over at the bench, we just saw Bill Foster tell him to shoot that basketball, son.
Every player's dream is to look over and see the coach giving you that sign.
Well, Troy Mann will put it up next time.
Nordgaard trying to free himself down low. You see him, 33, coming through the baseline, gets the ball back to the cutter. Nice passing there. Wade is shut off and traveled with it.
Virginia Tech is doing a good job of, number one, switching on screens when they get caught on the screen.
Tom Anderson in for Wisconsin Green Bay.
Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. A low-scoring affair. Our second game of the day here in Dallas. And Virginia Tech with the 4-point lead and the basketball over the Fighting Phoenix of Wisconsin Green Bay. And Mike Heideman with his head in his hands over there on the Wisconsin Green Bay bench.
They're looking to get that ball down inside to Ace Custis, and there it is.
Pretty good collapse by the Phoenix. Watlington into the paint. The floater, nope. Rebound taken down in there by Nordgaard. And Ohm will walk it up.
One interesting aspect of Wisconsin Green Bay offense is their terminology. They call screeners blockers, and they call offensive cutters movers. The movers in their offense are Nordgaard and Berlowski.
Berlowski, his first personal foul. No basket.
That's the first on Berlowski. Sean Smith has come back into the game, and Travis Jackson's gone to the bench for Virginia Tech.
Wisconsin Green Bay does a great job of taking away dribble penetration. And they do that because they have such good spacing in their defense.
Hands to Smith. Watlington knocks down a three. The first for Damon Watlington, best three-point shooter in the Atlantic 10 this year. And it's 15-8 as Wisconsin Green Bay working on a 5-minute drought.
Waddington has taken more three-point attempts. In fact, he's taken twice as many, Mike, as anybody else on the team.
That's the green line, huh? Mann's coming up with the steal down the baseline. And the foul is going to be on Ace Custis as Gresh was battling for the spot with Custis. And Custis picks up his second.
It was a contest for low post position. Gress was trying to take the position away from Ace Custis, force him off the box. Ace Custis was trying to maintain that low post position. And Gresh won out.
He did, beat him to the spot. Offense now the problem, though, for the Phoenix. Nordgaard, double team, skips it along the baseline. Gresh to Ohm. Berlowski hits a three.
Ben Berlowski, 3-point.
Anytime that ball goes to Jeff Nordgaard in a low post, Virginia Tech is going to send a man down and double team him and force him to pass the ball out of the low post position. They're determined they're going to take that low post action away from Jeff Nordgaard.
Jackson is going to take it. That was partially blocked.
Nice pass. You don't think that was a set play, do you, Mike?
I'm not buying that one, Coach. Ohm, the penetration. The give to Anderson for the easy two.
Tom Anderson.
Tom Anderson, the sophomore, just in the game. Here come the Phoenix. You won't see many breaks like this out of Wisconsin Green Bay. Berlowski. Anderson with the offensive board, and he kicks it back out to Ohm. Anderson. Oh, won't stay down for him. Picked off by Good. Jackson looking for a little help.
It's very difficult for Wisconsin Green Bay defensively because Virginia Tech is a patient team by nature. So their defense is not going to be as much of a challenge for Virginia Tech in terms of frustration. They're not going to get frustrated and take ill-advised shots.
8 points now for Sean Good, pushes the lead back up to 7 at 20-13. We'll get 5:50 to play here in the first half. Gresh passes up the shot to get it to Nordgaard. Nordgaard's going to take it. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and it's still going to be Wisconsin Green Bay ball.
I think it's a personal foul. And I think that personal foul is on Sean Smith.
We're going to get a timeout. 5:39 left to go in the half. Hokies by 7. The Hokies of Virginia Tech have themselves a 7-point lead as we've got 5:39 to play here in the first half. And that indeed is the good news, as the Cheeseheads have been entertaining during these timeouts.
What if they
12-5 run over
cheese, Mike, up there?
A 7.5 minutes, maybe the key there in that run. I'm not sure run is the word we want to use at the pace these two teams like to play at. Holm trying to find some room on the baseline to shut off. You and I talking during that timeout, Coach. Virginia Tech has defensively been very solid here.
Been so much discussion about Wisconsin Green Bay's sterling defense, but Virginia Tech certainly doesn't have to take a back seat to anybody when it comes to playing defense. They're fundamentally sound, they're intense, they're focused, and they're carrying out Bill Foster's game plan.
That's 15 foul on the Hokies. Jackson finds Gresh down on the baseline. Warren gets it back. He's good on him defensively. They find Nordgaard. He comes up shooting and makes it.
And he made that one with the hand in his face by Sean Smith.
There wasn't much room there.
You couldn't argue with the defense. The player was right on him.
Jackson's going to try a deep three, back rims it, rebound tipped. Oh! No foul called as Jackson and Watlington collide, rather, and Bill Foster up saying, how can that be no foul?
Right, he's calling. He cannot believe that there's not a foul.
Boom. It was unintentional, but it was contact.
Bill said in Roanoke you get 10 to 15 for that.
Good, and it is good.
Sean Good, 3 points.
11 for Sean Good. Came in averaging 8 a game, so he can join Antoine Walker as one of those March kind of guys.
Sean Good did a good job of utilizing the screen. He came off with his hands ready to shoot that basketball.
Jeff Nordgaard warming to the task a little bit here. He now has 8, 23-17, 6-point Hokie lead. They've got the ball as we're about to go under 4 minutes. First half.
It's a family thing for the Nordgaards, Mike. His sister is on the Green Bay women's team, and she was voted newcomer of the year in the conference and an all-conference player. His sister Sherry.
Custis, little turnaround on the baseline. Ace Custis has got himself 9 first half points. Custis hasn't missed a shot yet. He's 4 of 4. Nordgaard. That's a great stroke, isn't it, Coach? Nordgaard and Custis, the 2 players we featured off the top, in a bit of a shootout now. 25-19, 6-point game, and the Wisconsin Green Bay fans come to their feet.
Well, Kevin McHale from the Minnesota Timberwolves is in the stands. I wonder what his impressions are of Ace Custis and Jeff Nordgaard. Mine are very positive.
Smith trying to duck through, has it knocked away. Nice play by Good.
Sean Good.
Sean Good's in the right spot at the right time here today. He's got 13.
Mike Heideman's got to be a little concerned here that Virginia Tech doesn't increase this lead to double digits going into the locker room. Because if they get down 10, Mike, that's like being down 20 for a normal team.
Gresh trying to dump it off, has it picked off. Nice hustle there by Jackson. But he was the last to touch it. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now the two officials, one official tried to overrule the other, said that ball was tipped, and Jim Hutter came back in and said, I know, but it still is going to go the other way. It'll be Virginia Tech ball when we get back. The Hokies of Virginia Tech out of the Atlantic 10 have a 27-19 lead over Wisconsin Green Bay from the Midwestern Collegiate Conference. And coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Pat O'Brien and Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and the highlights, plus a live look in at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half.
For Virginia Tech, Ace Custis is 4 for 4 for 9 points in there. And Sean Good, 5 for 8 for 13 points. The rest of the team is 1 for 8.
If you're a Hokie fan, you probably feel pretty good because you know Watlington's going to get it cranked up here eventually. There he is. Nice look inside the slip, and he gets stripped. Ball out of bounds will stay in the possession of the Hokies with 23 on the shot clock and a minute 44 to play here in the first half. Virginia Tech very patient. They have it down to 13 right now on the clock. They get it to Custis. Now Watlington under 10. Watlington's going to take. Misses the three. Rebound Anderson. Anderson has given Mike Heideman some nice minutes off the bench.
I think Damon Wellington lost track of the shot clock then, Mike.
Approaching the final minute of play here in the first half. The Hokies of Virginia Tech with a 27-19 lead. Jeff Nordgaard trying to shoot his club back into it. He's got 10 points. But Sean Good with 13 and Ace Custis with 9 have given the Hokies the edge. The collision off the ball, no call. Watlington trying to force it inside. And again, Tom Anderson making some big plays for the Fighting Phoenix. Here's Gresh. Virginia Tech will get the ball one more time. Brolowski, he can't make it stay. Nordgaard's follow won't go. Taken off the floor by Smith. He holds off Anderson, and now Bill Foster wants to use a 20-second timeout to set up this final possession. And Coach, as you've been saying the whole half, a basket here, they go in up 10. That's a big deficit for Mike Heideman's club.
No question about it. 25.7 seconds left. Someone might say, well, why would Coach Foster stop the action and take a 20-second? Number one, Mike, you get 1 20-second a half. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Stanford has advanced, and Central Florida giving UMass a hard time out in Providence, Rhode Island. Penn State, Arkansas, Marquette, and Monmouth to be played later on this evening, and we'll be sending you games throughout the day, throughout the country.
And that UMass score, Mike, is 43-39 over Central Florida at halftime. You know, Central Florida has a player, Howard Porter Jr. I recruited his dad in high school. His dad was a great player at Villanova.
We talked about Eastern Michigan maybe being the upset of the first round. They've got the lead on Duke in the second half. Wow, that is a deep three. Taken down by Anderson. Mike Heideman trying to rally his troops, but Bill Foster has to feel pretty good. 27-19 at the half. CBS Sports Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station. First round action here in the Midwest region continues as the Virginia Tech Hokies have a 27-19 lead over the Phoenix of Wisconsin Green Bay. And we'll take a look at some of the halftime numbers. Neither team shooting the ball all that well. Turnovers just about even. Second chance points in favor of Virginia Tech. They're winning the battle of the boards, Coach.
No question about it. I think for Virginia Tech, the solid defense and their ability to find some high-quality three-point shots and make them, and they're winning the rebounding war. That's been the difference in the game. But both teams are really struggling to find quality shots. Virginia Tech's just been a little bit more fortunate than Green Bay that they found a few open looks behind that three-point line, Mike, and they've made them.
Custis and Good especially 9 of 14, combining for 22 of the 27 total. And that means Damon Watlington, who came in averaging 13 points a game, the second leading scorer, has yet to come alive. Gresh, Jackson, Nordgaard, Nabena, and Berlowski are out there for Wisconsin Green Bay. Jackson, Smith, Custis, Watlington, and Good for the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Early in the start of the second half, I'm always fascinated as to what adjustments the coaches make at halftime. What defensive adjustments, what offensive adjustments.
7 seconds, Hank.
7 seconds on the shot clock for Mike Heideman's club. Bill Foster having that lead to build on here. There's Nabena, nice move to the hoop with about 2 on the clock.
Mike Nabena.
Coach Bill Foster and his assistant Bobby Hussey could not be too happy about that defensive possession.
That was a wide open avenue to the basket, wasn't it?
A lot of Hokies standing looking as that young man went to the basket for the score.
Here's Jackson on a wing, gets it to Custis. Good looking inside. It's Smith. Nordgaard did a good job to get there in front of him. Watlington tries to force it in. Nordgaard knocks it away. Berlowski goes to the floor for it and slaps it off Watlington out of bounds. Wisconsin Green Bay giving it up. They wanted it more, and they get the possession. Mike Heideman talks a lot about what he calls the Green Bay way, which in a nutshell means that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, and that's the way this club plays.
19 points at halftime by Wisconsin Green Bay. Actually, that wasn't their low of the year, Mike. They had 17 at halftime against Marquette in a game that they lost 66-44.
Custis going strong on the baseline, and he gets fouled.
At the World University Games tryouts, Mike, in Colorado Springs, Ace Custis was one of the elite players out of the 45 players that were invited in to try out for the team. He came very close to making the team.
Eastern Michigan looking like they might pull off the first real shock of the day as UMass is starting to pull away. Connecticut a winner earlier.
In fact, Ace Custis was the first alternate for the United States team that won the gold medal in the World University Games.
The Phoenix trying to cut into a 7-point lead. Jackson. And Bennett not looking for the shot at all. Gives it up to Gresh. Near steal by Good. Jackson retrieves it down to 13 on the shot clock. Berlowski comes up shooting and knocks down a 3.
Ben Berlowski, 3 points.
Excellent discipline by Wisconsin Green Bay. Stay with your offense. Get good player movement. Get good ball movement. Set good screens.
Here's Smith out high. Boy, this is like playing a game, Coach, with running time, isn't it? It's just very few whistles. Each team taking it into single digits. Watlington can't make the jumper, gets his own rebound, double clutches, and draws a foul from Nordgaard.
The problem for both teams is that each movement of the ball is challenged. Each shot is challenged. Each screen is challenged. These are just flat out two outstanding defensive teams. And good shots are hard to find.
Well, Damon Watlington hasn't been able to find many. As you mentioned, he tried twice as many threes as anyone else on the team over the course of the season. He's just 1 for 6 here today total. And this is the free throw. Normally a very, very good free throw shooter at 84%. Misses them both. Wisconsin Green Bay a chance to get to within a hoop or a point with a three. Berlowski, baseline, skips it. Jackson inside, knocked away and picked off by Good. Wisconsin Green Bay always trying to make that extra pass. Might have been one too many on that last possession. Here's Custis trying to get position underneath, and he got fouled by Nabena. He picks up his second.
Mike Nabena, his second personal foul, team foul number 3.
We talked about every movement being challenged, and there's an excellent example of how difficult it's been for Ace Custis to make a free cut along the baseline and gain offensive position.
Nabena goes out and Anderson comes in. Anderson played well in the first half for the Phoenix. Jefferson trying to find Custis does. Custis, Gresh right there defensively as he's been most of the day.
10 of Wisconsin Green Bay's 24 points have come from its star player, Jeff Norgard.
Good with the shot clock at 5. Watlington for 3. Just his second basket of the day, but it opens the lead back up to 7 again at 31-24.
When you play Wisconsin Green Bay, Mike, defensively you've got to communicate, switch on the screens, stay down in the stance and move your feet.
Jeff Nordgaard with his first basket of the second half. He's got a dozen. 31-26. I feel like I'm sitting here watching a game out of about 25 years ago, though. So. Certainly not played the way the San Jose State Kentucky game was.
Oh, it's a different basketball coaching philosophy.
Berlowski thought he had the spot. The officials say no. 2 fouls on Ben Berlowski.
There's a timeout on the floor.
We've got a timeout. 15:23 left to go in the game. And the Hokies have got themselves a 5-point lead.
Well, Virginia Tech 31, Wisconsin Green Bay 26 here in the second half. 15:23 to go with Darryl the Moose Johnston of the Dallas Cowboys. What's your rooting interest here today?
Just actually excited to have some college basketball down here in Dallas. A couple of years ago, we had the regional final, and me and Mark had an opportunity to come down to that, so just happy to be down here to see some college hoops.
You know, Green Bay never has an easy time of it here in Dallas, and this team isn't having an easy time today.
And for some reason, teams from the Green Bay area don't perform too well down here in the Dallas area, so hopefully they'll get things straightened around. This looked to be the best game of the 4 down here today, so a little bit low scoring compared to that Kentucky game, but still a good game.
All right, Moose. Well, the Virginia Tech Hokies are wearing orange, and that's the Syracuse where you came from, so I know why you're here. All right, let's go back to Mike and George.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. Off the ball, foul is going to go on Custis, and that will be 3 on Ace.
Ace Custis, his 3rd personal foul.
First player in the game to pick up his 3rd personal foul, just the first on the Hokies.
The low post positioning has become a real struggle for the defender, and it's become a real struggle for the offensive player, principally Ace Custis.
That's the second time today we've seen Custis pick up an offensive foul because Gresh had beaten him to the spot.
Wisconsin, Green Bay, Mike, their discipline on offense and defense carries over into the classroom in their everyday lives.
14 for Nordgaard, and here come the Fighting Phoenix again. It's 31-28. They keep making these little mini runs and then sliding back down the hill. Near turnover there, slapped away. Quick hands from Custis, and Anderson, a little too aggressive, commits the foul outside on Jackson.
Because of Wisconsin, Green Bay's style of play, they have a very difficult time scheduling high-quality teams because most teams do not want to play them. They ended up playing Kentucky because Kentucky could not find anybody else with an open date, and so they ended up calling Wisconsin Green Bay, and they said, "You want to play?" And they said, "We certainly do."
Sean Good gets free for the first time here in the second half. He's got 15 now overall. That's nearly half of the Virginia Tech total. The lead goes back up to 5.
Wisconsin Green Bay might be the only team I know that would willingly play Kentucky.
Sure will come down, right? Gresh down low.
Very fresh.
That's the first 2 for Gresh in the game. One possession game at 33-30. Syracuse now with some daylight between themselves and Montana State. And Gresh is going to pick up that foul.
One of the things the Virginia Tech coaching staff talked about yesterday when I spoke with them was they wanted to create some movement for their interior post player by taking everybody else out into the high wing positions, go high-low, and dump it down to Ace Custis inside.
It's a good look at Bill Foster, a guy you've done some traveling with. You've traveled the world with Bill, haven't you?
We've gone on probably 5 or 6 vacations in the 30 years that we've known each other, and Bill's one of the really fine human beings that I've ever had an opportunity to rub shoulders with.
You two coached together at the Goodwill Games in Russia, too, didn't you?
Yes, we had a staff of Bill Foster and Kelvin Sampson and some guy named George Raveling from USC.
Pass picked off by Jackson inside, and then the foul committed by Nordgaard trying to get it back.
This Wisconsin Green Bay team is truly a team of student athletes. Their combined GPA for their 12 players on their team is 2.9, Mike.
Virginia Tech just 2 of 6 from the floor this half as Jim Jackson steps to the free throw line, and the Cheeseheads. I don't know, what do you call that when you wave cheese at someone?
Yeah, where I come from, you grab the cheese and run. Talking about GPAs, Mike, Jeff Nordgaard's got a 3.1, wants to be a history teacher.
His team would like to make a little history here, and they can start writing it this afternoon. Nordgaard just has that great follow-through with the jump shot. 16 points now, and it's 34-32. 22nd timeout is going to be taken by Virginia Tech. Watch the follow-through here on the jump shot by Jeff Nordgaard.
Fingertips, follow through, full extension of the arm. He looked that shot right into the basket. Outstanding concentration on that shot.
We talked about what a good defensive team Virginia Tech is. Only 8 opposing players have scored 20 or more points in a game this year against the Hokies. You got to remember, they play in the league with some very good offensive players, Marcus Camby being one. Marcus Camby, we understand, by the way, has been hurt in that UMass game. They have a commanding lead in the second half over Central Florida, but Camby, who at the time had 14 points and 14 rebounds, was cut in that game. We'll try to get some word as to how severe that cut was. He was out of the game at the moment. The Hokies the ball and a 2-point lead. We've got 12:20 to play here in our second game of the day from Dallas. Mann's into the game to Good, and Good knocks it down, and he's got a chance for a 4-point play.
3 points. Tom Anderson gets second personal foul. Team foul number 8. The basket by Sean Good. A 3-pointer is good.
Here's another look.
One shot.
Nice ball movement. They take away the inside post action there. Screen down on the weak side. No switch by Green Bay. A wide open look by Virginia Tech.
And
Virginia Tech cannot find shots inside, Mike, but their patience is finding 3-point opportunities for them, and they're making them.
the character of Wisconsin Green Bay getting tested here as they continually climb the hill and then slide back down.
And Mike, Green Bay cannot afford to continue to allow Virginia Tech those 3-point looks. They shoot 40% as a team from the 3-point line.
Here's Good. Skips it to Watlington. Top of the key, Smith. Jackson in the paint over Wade. No rebound. Ripped off in there by the point guard, Jackson. Gresh and Ohm will come back into the game. Next whistle for Wisconsin Green Bay. Nordgaard. Good finds him immediately.
They're going to make 6 or 7, 8.
All right, with a score of 38-32 now, Virginia Tech leading Wisconsin Green Bay. We want to send you out to Indianapolis. 2:06 left in the 75-60, the final score. Let's take you out to Dallas where Virginia Tech leads Wisconsin Green Bay 44-34. Mike Gorman and George Ravelli.
Double-digit leads have not been the order of the game in this particular contest, but Virginia Tech certainly has one now at 44-34. And Wisconsin Green Bay struggling against this very sticky man-to-man defense of Virginia Tech. Jackson unable to hit the outside jump shot. Custis the rebound. And if there is such a thing as momentum in what has been a walk it up and down the court game, it's right with Virginia Tech right now, Coach.
Nope. If you were passing out a grade at this point for defense, you'd have to give Virginia Tech an A. They have been outstanding defensively.
Here's Mans, who contributed well off the bench. Nice crossover move. Comes up short with that one. Nordgaard is there for the rebound. Ohm ahead on the fast break. And he's going to get himself to the free throw line. Fouled by Jackson. Second foul on Jim Jackson. Sean Good. 3 away from a career high. Ace Custis only taking 6 shots, but making 5 of them. And other than the 84 degrees and cloudless sky, there has been not much for the Cheeseheads to enjoy here this afternoon.
A good indication of the high quality of ball movement that both teams have utilized in this game, Mike, is Virginia Tech has 11 assists on 15 field goals, and Wisconsin Green Bay has 13 assists on 15 field goals.
That's amazing, isn't it? Ohm is able to make his free throws, but the Hokies have the ball and an 8-point lead. Mans nearly turned it over in the backcourt. And Jackson will be called for the foul. Too aggressive with the defense. Mike Heideman up out of his chair over there on the Wisconsin Green Bay bench.
Troy Mans, 2 shots.
Wisconsin Green Bay has 469 assists and 290 turnovers. There's a heck of a lot of teams in Division I that wish they handle a ball that well.
Absolutely.
Most teams I've covered this year have more turnovers than assists.
Right, it's usually a negative ratio. Wisconsin Green Bay was the best free throw shooting team in the league at 74%. That one out of bounds, last to touch it, Nordgaard.
If Virginia Tech was doing a little better job on the foul line, they could well be holding about a 14 or 15-point lead.
Absolutely. They are just 8 of 14 now. But the Hokies are in pretty good shape here. They're about to probably take it under 5 minutes on the clock. Leading 45-36.
Virginia Tech beating Wisconsin Green Bay at their own game. Solid defense and patient offense.
Good. Bingo! What a day for Sean Good.
3 points.
Nice time to tie your career high. He's got 24.
He's a young man who's a very good three-point shooter. He just doesn't take enough.
Nordgaard unable to convert underneath, and again with 4.5 to play. Ordinarily you'd say in a 12-point game it's a tough row to hoe. It may be an impossible row to hoe for Wisconsin Green Bay, simply because of their style of play.
What we're seeing now, Mike, is the negative aspect of playing a slowdown type of offense, because it's very difficult for you to get back in the game. You cannot find quick baskets.
Berlowski trying to take it strong and dump off the pass, and he got fouled as he was making his way to the basket. On Custis, that will be number 4.
Ace Custis, his 4th personal foul, team foul number 5.
We are going to get a timeout. 3 minutes and 59 seconds left to go. Virginia Tech is up a dozen. Welcome back to Dallas, everybody, where the Hokies of Virginia Tech have a 12-point lead over Wisconsin Green Bay with 3:59 to go. And this is our second game of the day. Connecticut, a winner earlier today, but they lose their fine freshman point guard Ricky Moore in the process. Duke's stay is a brief one in the NCAA tournament. Stanford, a winner in Providence, Rhode Island in their first round game over Bradley. UMass now comfortably in front. We'll try to check on that Marcus Camby injury. Kentucky rolled after getting a scare for a good part of the first half from San Jose State. And Syracuse finally shaking Montana State and winning that one going away. My first question for you, Coach, is can Virginia Tech do to Kentucky what they're doing to Wisconsin Green Bay in terms of keeping the ball? That one goes up with 1 on the shot clock. Can they hold the ball offensively like that?
Well, Kentucky plays such a wide variety of defenses. I think it'll be difficult for them to come down and make 8 and 9 passes at the basket and get a good look. As we saw in the earlier game, Kentucky's going to trap you. They're going to hit you with full court pressure. They're going to accelerate the pace of the game. I think it'll be much more difficult for Virginia Tech to come down on each possession and settle into a comfortable offensive rhythm, which they've been able to do in this game.
Smith, little fall-away jump shot won't go down. Nordgaard picks it off. Looking to make a quick outlet pass. As time very much the enemy right now of the Fighting Phoenix. Berlowski kicks it back out to Jackson. They find Gresh. Nordgaard got free and hits a 3.
Jeff Nordgaard is a fine basketball player. There are not many teams in America this young man couldn't play for. No, Mike, he was an outstanding two-sport player in high school. Outstanding football player as a quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
That passed for over 1,600 yards, 53 touchdowns in one season.
Yeah, we're talking about a great quarterback. Under 2 minutes now to go in this one here in Dallas. Kentucky a winner earlier today, and apparently they will meet the number 9 seed, Virginia Tech. Iowa State and Cal coming your way a little bit later on, about 8 o'clock. And then Utah, who's going to have to play that game without Keith Van Horn against Canisius. Van Horn, some sort of a stomach flu virus. Not sure what it is, but he's staying in the hotel. That's the latest word we have.
As good a half-court defensive team as Wisconsin Green Bay happens to be, I'm intrigued that they don't extend that defense to the half-court level or to the three-quarter or full-court level. Right now, you would think that they would be full-court pressing Virginia Tech, doing some trapping in there.
Jackson will take the three. He makes that one.
Eric Jackson, 3 points.
It's an 8-point game, and Jackson, a late call, is going to pick up the foul. It'll just be the third on Jackson. Here's the continuation of the madness tonight. Arkansas and Penn State. Good part of the country will be picking up that game. Virginia Com and Mississippi State come your way at about 7:40. Western Carolina against Purdue as the #1 seed gets in action out west. And of course, we will have Iowa State and Cal.
Troy Mans, 2 shots.
Troy Mans is going to be back at the line for 2 as Wisconsin Green Bay now is going to try to stretch this 138 as far as they can.
Wisconsin Green Bay has not been able to exploit the fact that Ace Custis has 4 personal fouls on him, and he's had 4 personal fouls on him from about the 4.5-minute mark on. And with an down 8 or down 9 now, you certainly would want Ace Custis out of the game.
Mans makes them both. He's done a nice job. 7 points for Bill Foster off the bench, all in the second half. Brolowski hits a 3. The threes are going down, but it might be late.
And Wisconsin Green Bay tried to call timeout then, but Virginia Tech quickly grabbed the ball and took it out of bounds before they could call timeout.
And Brolowski will be called for the foul as Mike Heideman was looking for his club to stop the clock. Bill Foster, he saw the signal. He said, if that wasn't intentional, I don't know what was.
Well, Ben Brolowski deliberately fouled on that play despite the fact the official didn't interpret it that way. And one of the reasons is, Mike, that Virginia Tech has not been shooting fouls well this game. I hated to put a jinx on him there. Oh, there's no question. 2 hands on the player, pushing the player out of bounds. We're little kids. We used to start fights that way. Except we push them out of the window.
I know where you play. That was simply a force out and you played on, right? Nordgaard a 3, and this time the Phoenix get the timeout. And with 1:14 to go, it's a 5-point game. 53-48. Well, threes will get you back in a game in a hurry, and Wisconsin Green Bay has hit 4 of them in the last minute. Nordgaard draining that one from the corner, and the Fighting Phoenix are still alive here as they got the timeout and have a chance to set their press.
They've taken the man off the ball. They're face guarding all the inbounds receivers. That was a good foul for Wisconsin Green Bay because at this point, the clock must become their ally. They want the 1:14. They want as much of that to be theirs as they possibly can. And they want as much of that time for utilization of offense.
Total of 4 timeouts left in the game. We may be here for a bit. Good misses the free throw. That's about all he's missed today. Sean has tied his career high with 24.
Virginia Tech is now 13 for 21 on the foul line.
1 of 2.
But you can't trade them, Mike, 1 for 3.
The problem for Phoenix, though, is they've made their last 4 threes. How long can they stay hot? They find Brolowski.
You've got to chase the perimeter people and make them put the ball on the floor. Don't let them spot up for the 3.
Brolowski can't get it to stay, and a rebound there by Smith, foul by Gresh over the back. And as you mentioned, Coach, their style of offense, Mike Heideman's style of offense, even when they want to get a quick shot, they're so well schooled they don't take it.
And there's a robotic nature to their offense. They're used to 5, 6, 7, 8 passes. And basically what you have is you have 2 players competing against 5 defensive players. Because really for Wisconsin Green Bay, Ben Berlowski and Jeff Norgard are the only 2 guys that shoot.
52.3 seconds to play, and Bill Foster's going to take himself a timeout. He's got a 7-point lead at 55-48. The Hokies looking to advance and take on Virginia Tech, carrying the colors of the Atlantic 10, looking like they will advance. They have 1 timeout left. I'm not sure they'll be taking it. Wisconsin Green Bay still with a couple. All fouls, 2 shots for Virginia Tech. 15 of 23, not the best free throw shooting in the world, but when the opposition is only attempting 4 free throws, that'll get you places. Make it 15 of 24 now. Jackson. Nordgard, that's where they want the basketball. He comes up shooting. It's not going to fall. Rebound tips, controlled by Manns. Gets it ahead to Smith. If he looks up, he's got friends with him. He decides to try to kill a little time. Gets it to Custis. Anderson has to come out and give a foul. UMass winning their game by 22 up at Providence after struggling for a half with Central Florida.
And Bill Foster just stood up and told his players, when you catch the ball, do not keep it in your hands. Continue to pass it. Make them chase you. If you hold it in your hands, you present an opportunity for Wisconsin Green Bay to foul you. You want to make them chase the ball. And if they do foul you, then, Mike, it becomes a deliberate foul situation. You go to the line, you get 2 shots, and you get the ball back.
Watlington able to make them both. Jackson trying to create something down the baseline, and he got fouled by Sean Good. Not what Bill Foster was looking for out of his kids. But the season is about to come to a close here from Mike Heideman and his team, and Nordgard, Gresh, Jackson, and Berlowski. 4 kids who have played 118 consecutive games together. And there, Gresh helping Berlowski up. And Gresh giving the foul in front of the Phoenix bench with 18.6 on the clock.
His 3rd personal foul.
And it'll be Virginia Tech against Kentucky, barring miracle of miracles here with 18.6 seconds to go. That'll be our first game coming up on Saturday, and we'll determine the other 2 tonight when Big 8 champion Iowa State takes on Cal, as we look at Jackson coming back into the game and Watlington goes out. And then Utah will take on Canisius later on. Mike Heideman, a great first year.
Bill Foster's got to be awfully proud of his basketball team in the second half. They only turned the basketball over 2 times in the second half.
Custis makes the free throws. And the Hokies have got this one in the bank. Jackson misses the free outside. Anderson up big, couldn't tap it down. Good the rebound, throws it ahead to Jackson. Jackson, the man, back to Jackson.
Jim Jackson.
His first basket. Anderson unable to put it down. Virginia Tech with an impressive 61-48 win over Wisconsin Green Bay. This team advances now to take on Kentucky. Final thought, Coach.
The biggest thing that stood out with me in this game was outstanding defense by Virginia Tech. We went into the game knowing Wisconsin Green Bay was one of the premier defensive teams in the country, but Virginia Tech showed us that so are they.
The genuine Chevrolet players of the game, Sean Good from Virginia Tech and Jeff Nordgard from Wisconsin Green Bay. And celebrating its 25th year of NCAA sponsorship, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. So for George Raveling